Hello chess fans. Um, so this is a quick recap of Anish Giri's second round game against Maximovic, who is an international master. Uh, this game features a French defense. Um, they go for one of the main lines. The idea of bishop b4 is to create some weaknesses for white, and white on the other hand gains more space in the center. As we see now, black exchanges his bishop to create some weaknesses in the form of double pawns in white's camp. Now white plays queen g4, so the idea is very clear. He wants to exploit the absence of bishop on f8 and provoke g6 and create some weaknesses, and plays queen f4. Now he just discourages black from playing f6 in future, and he also stays connected with the d4 pawn, which needs to be defended. Black plays queen a5, threatening c takes d4. Next move, white plays bishop d2, now allowing his pawn to capture back if there is c takes d4, c takes d4. And black closes the center with c4 because it's natural, because his king is not very safe at the moment, especially with white's bishop pair. And white plays a4. Now that the bishop has done its job on d2, in future Giri will bring his bishop to a3 to activate, so he moves the pawn to a4. Excellent move. And black tries to expand, gain more space, and Giri says no. So black has to develop very carefully here. The position can become, as we will see in the game, really hard to play. So Giri develops his pieces, and now he wants to develop the bishop, and because his king is relatively safe in the center, he plays g4. So why not to gain more space, and plays bishop h3, king b8, bishop c1. Now he is trying to bring the bishop to a3 as we discussed. Notice that black is not capturing on a4 because that would open up the a file for white. He is going to pile up pressure with both his rooks. So he plays rook e8 and king d2. Now the other rook is going to join. Now Giri closes the king side completely before he starts the action on against black king. The following maneuver that Giri does is probably not the best, but it's very instructive. It's very after that his position is very easy to play. So he first moves his queen away and then plays f4. The idea is very simple. Okay, black has captured a pawn on a4, but what else he could do? He hardly had any plan here. So Giri sacrifices this pawn. For example, if he doesn't do anything, then white gains even more space, or probably he will just open up with f takes e6 and create more weaknesses. And if he plays e takes f5, that weakens the d5 pawn, so Giri will put pressure along the long diagonal by playing bishop g2 and knight f4 probably after that. In the game, as we see, he played g takes f5. This weakens the h5 pawn, so Giri will start targeting that. He starts it immediately, and now if this pawn is lost, there will be a dangerous pass pawn for white. So both players now try to improve their position. They just bring out their passive pieces. Giri exchanges the bishop for the knight because this bishop hardly has any good squares, and also in this kind of close center position this knight can be a valuable piece in defense, so he doesn't want it to come to g6 and probably exchange this active white knight, so he exchanges it and plays bishop f3. Now his black's rooks are tied to defend this h5 pawn. Now Giri has a free hand on the other side, and he just moves his queen and activates all his pieces to target the black king, and they try to um, Giri tries to find the best square for his pieces. So he doesn't have to do everything right in the first go. It's a slow paced development and classic positional play. um, you can make your plan on the board. So Giri tries to pile up on the b file, and here is the move of intrusion. He plays queen e7. Now there is a threat here in the move. If black plays something like king a8, then there is knight takes e6. He can't play f takes e6 because g7 is hanging. So here black had to play. Here black played rook h7, which was a blunder. He had to play rook h8 in order to meet knight takes e6 with rook e8, which is very hard to find. So this is the problem when we have very less space and very cramped pieces. The good moves are hard to find. So he played rook h7, which is losing because after knight takes h5, rook takes h5, bishop takes h5, rook h7, and there is bishop takes f7. So the bishop gets too active. Black doesn't have time to capture on h4, as we will see what happened in the game. Shows that bishop e6, rook f4 check, king e2, rook e4 check, king d2, and he plays queen a5, now threatening to capture on d4 next move. White cannot capture with the c pawn because it is pinned by the queen now, but fortunately white is right on time. He plays bishop d7. After this check, he can simply hide here, and when black tries to checkmate, he has now come to queen c3 and queen e1 is threatened. So I am sure Giri calculated this whole combination before he played knight takes h5. So he plays queen c5 check, king a8, queen f8 check. Actually black resigned here, but the checkmate is very easy to calculate for a grandmaster. King a7, rook takes b7, bishop takes b7, rook takes b7, sacrificing both the rooks. Queen c8, king b6, queen c6. Now if king a5, then queen c5 is made, and if king a7, then queen c7, king a8, bishop c6 is made. So brilliant play by Giri. If he plays like this, he will win the candidates, and really instructive game how he managed to create weaknesses and how he activated his pieces. Very nice game.